What are some productive ways to let your anger out? Full body workouts. Stop. Breathe. Close your eyes if possible. Deep long breaths. Count slowly until you can rational think again. You can always get to a punching bag, or a pillow. Sometimes you'll find yourself needing to deal with that anger while in a conversation, in a public place, in front of impressionable people, etc. I'm guessing you may be asking for yourself or for someone you know rather than genuine curiosity. People may look at you funny, but you'll look even more ridiculous yelling, hitting something, or breaking something. The goal is to get past the anger so you can actually think and solve the issue that's causing the anger. If you tend to see red, have a short fuse, or embarrassment turns into anger, breathing and counting can really turn things around. To help facilitate this, practice breathing techniques whenever you're mindful of it. There are many attributing factors to anger, so it's not a blanket fix. The goal is to slow the body's physical reaction, and regain your ability to think and therefore function. I'm still working to overcome my own issues, and these techniques help. Also, never be afraid to reach out to someone or write down your feelings when they come to mind. Good luck. I have PTSD and have lived with anger and anger issues for most of my life. For me, nothing beats exercise. I like to lift weights. It completely takes the edge off. Heavy bag work is good for cardio and anger abatement. Yoga is great for both exercise and meditation. There is no one exercise type that is right for everyone. Try different things until you find one that you will do consistently. It could be running, swimming, lifting, yoga, martial arts, etc. Figure out what works best for you. Also, consider your diet. I found that some foods messed with my stomach. This in turn messed with my head, which brought out the anger. Over time I have eliminated various foods from my diet and it has really helped. Finally, get your sleep dialed in. Try to get 8 hours a night. If possible, the same 8 hours. I go to bed around 12 p.m. and get up around 8 a.m. Being consistent has been huge for me. It may seem like a lot, but once you get into a constructive, healthy lifestyle, your mood will improve, your anger will be manageable, and your general quality of life will improve. Whenever I can't exercise or burn out the feelings, I write. Pour your heart out. And if you're worried that someone else may read it later, you can burn it to release the energy. Lift weights, specifically deadlifting. Endurance running. My best runs were anger burns. Now that I am COVID flabby, house cleaning. Piss me off, and my place will be spotless the next day. Meditation. I keep failing as keeping it a habit, but once I did a 10-minute session when I was angry AF, and I had a new me, in the end of it. Take a walk in the woods. For lower stamina folks, throwing marshmallows is surprisingly therapeutic, especially the campfire big kind. They have just enough weight to hit the floor with a satisfying thud, but they don't bounce or break and there's no secondary damage. You could do it inside or outside. Seeing a lot of physically aggressive suggestions, most requiring access to equipment of some sort, which is not an option for many. Writing is a very good alternative for many, whether in a journal, which of course needs to be secured, or in the form of Dear Diary, rants or letters to the offending parties. Access to a fireplace, fire pit, or shredder is also handy. Write it, read it, sleep on it, read it again, burn it, and move on. I like music, cleaning, with music, walks, with music, and if I'm really angry, this may sound stupid, but it's extremely effective. I write a letter about it, that will never be seen by anyone but me, where I can vent all the angry thoughts and get them out of me without hurting anyone. Saving this thread because I do have anger issues. Touching my skin makes me feel better. State to yourself what it is you're angry about and then find a useful way to phrase it and communicate it to the person making you feel angry if it's something that you feel is likely to change or due to a misunderstanding. Honestly, I found journaling very helpful. I am able to feel the anger and I am usually able to understand what caused it. Are there any underlying feeling? What value, belief was violated? Etc. I listen to angry music for happy people. Metal just seems to give me an avenue to let the stress out. Listen to music about your specific kind of anger with headphones. Close yourself off from any surroundings, and fake scream the lyrics. Running or lifting. Singing. Squeeze a pillow. Write it down. Sleep. Maybe an obvious answer, but working out. If you're angry about something, sweating it off is a great way to inhabit and resolve your anger. Oh yeah, so it's these places where it's part bar to buy drinks and part stress reliever where you pay to be placed in an enclosed area and just go ape shit and break everything in that room. Exercise is amazing for releasing anger. Also helps with mood elevation. Boxing training. No sparring or anything if you're not confident. But it's full-on exercise and hitting a bag can really help you de-stress. Plus it may be useful if you're ever in danger. Singing angry music loudly. In my case stuff like Turandot's entrance aria or Brunhild's oath, certainly helps. Every time I rage in a game, I say bruh and then funnel my anger into playing better. Depends on how angry I am. If I'm only like frustrated, I just crack my knuckles to release some stress. If it's worse than that, a nice long walk normally does the trick. A rather uncommon and odd one that I often use is silent screaming, or dragon breath as I like to call it. I simply press my face deep into a pillow and blow air out from my lungs with my mouth wide open, but without using the muscles to move my vocal cords. So I get the energy release of screaming very loud, without actually screaming. This can work very well if you're mad at something or someone. Just visualize said cause of anger while you do this. I personally find once the energy is out, I'm no longer angry. A second technique, which I find works really well for releasing stress as well, is a lifting technique that I use. Lift a heavy, solid object and position it directly out in front of you. Keep your back and arms straight and just focus on holding it there still as long as possible. This can get tiring if you use a really heavy object, like me with my office chair, but I find it clears any nervous or angry energy I have. Not focus on your anger and doing something that makes you feel a different emotion. The more you stay angry, the more you reinforce the feeling. Obviously there are times where you should be angry, but I think we're talking about when you're done being angry. Comedy is good, creativity, dancing. I tend to clean when I'm angry. I used to go find a tree and chop it down. Thanks everyone for the great advice. I definitely have a lot of options now and will be using quite a few of these strategies in the coming days. Sometimes it's hard to know what to do with your negative emotions, especially if you've always just buried them deep inside. At some point that pressure needs to be released, and it's always best to do that in a healthy way if possible. Definitely need to embrace exercise a bit more, as that seems to be a common recommendation. Hope this thread helped more people than just me. Cheers and happy pillow screaming. I've begun to do dishes or other tidying up in the house when I get upset. It's productive but gives me room to seethe. It very much depends on the person. Some people just need alone time. Some people need distraction. Some people need to climb a mountain and scream. Try them all out until one clicks. Splitting wood with a maul or digging post holes. They need to get done anyway and they don't take a lot of focus. Half a face cord or 2 4-foot holes should cool you down pretty quick. Find a break bar if you can go to. Exercise and therapy. Making bread. Sparring with someone. Walking, talking about it even to yourself. Buy an instrument. Start a grindcore band. Added bonus that, unless it's the drums, you don't really have to get that good at your instrument. I like to belt out some of my favorite heavy rock songs. All My Life by Foo Fighters. Platypus, I Hate You, by Green Day. Break a bottle in a thick double-layered plastic bag with a hammer, mallet. Be careful, wear goggles, gloves. Really feeling mad? Put 6. Go to town. Let it out. Then stop. Breath. Say I'm better than this. You're a good person. Then get a broom and sweep it up. If anyone asks, just tell them you love them and ask for a hug. They'll get it. Studying for your career or a different career. Exercise and gymnastics. Rage cleaning. Grab that fucking laundry basket and throw all your stupid clothes in it. Stomp all the way to the washer, dryer. Furiously mop your goddamned floor. Get into your garden and lose it on the fucking weeds. I may have used this method before. It's a good way to use your angry energy to achieve a somewhat positive result. I find it helps if you mutter under your breath too. I let mine out by creating music and incorporating my mood into it. I know number of ways to help with overwhelming anger and sadness. But how do I bring myself to get past not wanting to help myself feel better? Does anyone else struggle with getting out of their rut? Writing in a journal can be very therapeutic. Breathing exercises to calm yourself down. Listen to your favorite songs. Make playlists ahead of time so you'll have the right one ready that best suits your mood. Productive? I have no frickin' clue. Good? Curse into your pillow. Draw your anger. Write your anger. Run. Walk. Do some mad push-ups. Pay attention to your breathing. Writing everything you're feeling and destroying it later. I've found making some kind of baked good like the basic Nestlé cookies recipe is pretty effective. Measuring everything helps put you back in a more controlled mindset, but you can get pretty aggressive when you're creaming the sugars and butter. Then you need to dial it back to mix the flour in because violence isn't the only way to express anger. Put those cookies in the oven and have a good think about why you're so angry, and once the cookies are out, have a chat with them about why they won't accept your aspirations of being a pro wrestler. Destroying something. I once did this with an old bench that I was reducing for firewood anyway, and I felt so much better afterward. But if you don't have something like that, using sticks in a thicket of trees works great. For me, power cleaning. Focusing on getting my house clean helps me channel the anger to something productive. Split some logs. Chopping with an axe can do some amazing things for ya. I like to have a full-on imaginary argument with whoever I am angry with in the shower. I win the argument, of course. I keep my cool and have all the perfect comebacks, and the person is left shattered. So satisfying. Talk therapy. I personally just listen to music. I know, kinda boring. Go on a hike uphill and walk really fast whenever you have the urge to blow a fuse. On the way and at the end you'll have some kind of nice view to enjoy. Plus you would have gotten that much more in shape. Enjoy. Needle felting. It's a craft where you stab wool with special barbed needles to form it into 3D felt shapes. So whenever I'm angry, I stab for a few hours and usually get a cool dragon, sea monster, Mothman, incredibly round bird out of it, to name a few of my past projects. And yes, relevant username. Cheeky smiley face. Metal music. I clean. Angry cleaning is the best. Screaming, Serenity Now. Beat Saber. Gardening. Hear me out. Not watering cans and picking berries, but digging a 3-foot hole to plant a shrub, cutting down an invasive vine, filling up a green bin with 200 pounds of clippings. My yard has never looked better than right now, which is both good and bad. Letting your anger out is the wrong way to look at it. Looking at why you are angry, what is the source of your anger, is important. Meditation helps. You start 10 minutes. Try sitting still, and clear your mind. When a thought enters your mind, you can toss it out. Keep doing it, until you can have a blank mind. You try for 10 minutes, then 20, then 30, until you can do it for hours. Learn to respond to the thought of anger rather than let anger control you with a response. Doom Eternal. GTA Rampage. Scream into a pillow as loud as you possibly can. Masturbation. Taking deep breaths works for me, and I have some serious anger problems, or you could just punch a pillow over and over and over again. Any heavy exercise, boxing and martial arts especially. Meditation helps some people. Angry typing. Get a laptop out. Spill everything, then save or delete. Your choice. No hand cramp and you don't need to be fit to do it. Moshing. Once concerts are a thing again. Texting myself. Type out a text, but don't send it to anyone. Saves a lot of potential arguments too and calms me down. My favorite right now is playing tug with my dog. I growl, she growls. She's very strong, so I can get a bit aggro without putting her at risk at all. We both love it. Make pizza dough or clean the house. Push away that furniture and vacuum underneath. BB gun target shooting in the backyard. Keep it inside until it no longer exists. Doctor. Alone time. Thanks for watching. See you later.